Space, power, and practicality. These are familiar words that we often look for on a family car. And speaking of familiar, for today's video, we have the Chevrolet Captiva, which is making a comeback. This time nga lang, it's a 7-seater crossover MPV. The question is though, is it any good versus its competition? This is Paul again for Test Drive PH. Make sure that you're already subscribed to the channel. Let's start with the video. Okay guys, let's start with a walkthrough nitong Chevrolet Captiva. So start off now. This really nice red Chevrolet signature na color is very nice. Sakto siya para dito sa Captiva. Of course, we do have other colors. And then this one guys, this is your daytime running lights here. Underneath there is your LED headlights there. And underneath is your halogen fog lights. Then ito, parang siyang may cladding sa dito, parang protector. If you notice, there's also sensor there, a front parking sensor. Very unusual kasi meron itong 360 camera. Anyway, so we move to the front here. Pogi siya actually eh. It's very different. It's not the typical na super sleek, super sharp na design of from other manufacturers. So this is actually pretty refreshing. Of course, we have our Chevrolet bow tie logo there. Kita nyo naman, medyo multi-layered siya. Then, if we look at the side here, actually after a while, on a certain angle talaga, it actually looks pretty good eh. I especially like itong 18-inch na alloys na two-tone. And of course, we have both disc brakes, front and back. Yan, okay din itong mga black plastic cladding. One thing that I'm sure a lot of people would really like or would really appreciate is of course the 180 millimeters of ground clearance. Very nice. Then meron pa mga chrome accents pa siya dito, including dito sa door. Yan, very nice touch. I love the design feel there. Up there we have some silver railings na of course na useful na you can for 30 kilograms ata yung maximum weight niyan. Then we move to the pakita ko sa inyo yung side profile niya. Yan. It's actually fairly long pero it's in the middle of dimensions wise. It's yun nga para siyang MPV/SUV na parang MPV length pero with the height of an SUV, which is really what Chevrolet Philippines is really sort of offering with this Chevrolet Captiva na it's a really good mix of the SUV and the MPV. If we look at the back here, I love yung design nito nung taillight niya, very refreshing. There's your Captiva na logo. Then pakita ko sa inyo yung buong design from the back. By the way guys, we have the premier variant here which costs around 1.4 million. And then underneath here is your Fox na tailpipes. You have itong mga, well, it's not really quad exhaust, but that's fine. Now, if we're gonna take at the practicality nitong Captiva, no? So we have a manual tailgate. So this is a 7-seater SUV MPV. And kita nyo naman yung room namin dito when it comes to kapag naka 5-seater configuration siya. But when you do fold down the seats, yan, really flat. And then there's a hidden compartment pa there to put your tools in. Available colors for the Chevrolet Captiva are white, gray, black, and this beautiful red color. The Chevrolet Captiva has a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine that produces 150 PS and 255 Newton meters of torque. It is front-wheel drive with a CVT transmission. Suspension-wise, it has McPherson's in the front and a torsion beam at the back. Estimated fuel consumption is around 11 to 14 kilometers per liter. Safety and other features include the standard airbags. You have your ABS, You got your traction control, a panoramic sunroof, you have hill start assist, front and rear parking sensors coupled with a very nice 360-degree camera. You have cruise control, a tire pressure monitoring system, the front driver's seat is powered, climate control, auto hold, and you got this very useful front and rear fog lamps. So guys, nandito tayo ngayon sa third row nitong Chevrolet Captiva. Well, admittedly, at my size, although I'm only 5'6", I'm definitely having a little bit trouble, especially dito sa leg room. So ideally talaga to for small adults or well, somebody smaller than me and probably children. At the very least, no, you have one USB-A port here, and you also have two cup holders for two passengers. Hindi naman siya claustrophobic kasi una, you have a big sunroof up there, then okay naman yung mirror here, and then yung glass naman dito sa likod is also pretty big. Now, for the driver, no, I've noticed na actually kasi malaki siya eh, not unlike a lot of the cars these days, no. So, when it comes to visibility, even for the driver, at the very least hindi na obscure yung view niya. If you want more room, you can always ask the second row passengers to move a little bit forward kasi the second row seats have a ton of leg room, which will show you now. Okay guys, nandito na tayo sa second row nitong Chevrolet Captiva, and if I'm honest, if you're gonna be a passenger of the Chevrolet Captiva, this is probably the best seat in the house. Una, the leg room is amazing. It's very, very comfortable here. You have tons of room. Headroom, it's a little bit tight kasi may sunroof tayo dito. And then, ito, laki ng salamin dito sa side, which is one of the things na parang MPV features nitong Chevrolet Captiva, no? And then, yung seats naman, they're pretty firm. They're not the most comfortable. Pero, at the very least, it's leather. And mukha naman siyang tatagal. Then, underneath there, we have two air vents. We have one USB-A port. And we have a cubby hole there. Too bad, wala tayong controls like a MPV ng AC sana. So, you're just gonna have to ask your driver to increase the fan speed there. Alright guys, nandito na tayo sa point of view tour of the interior of the Chevrolet Captiva. So starting with this big na steering wheel here, it's actually pretty oversized for me, and I'm not particularly sort of blown away by the design of this, but at the very least, no, it's very functional. Kasi on the right side of the steering wheel here, we have controls for our multimedia and also phone controls. On the left, we have the button for our cruise control, and of course controls for our 7-inch instrument cluster. Dito nga lang guys, you cannot adjust this through reach. We can only adjust it up and down. Yan. Okay. Just like a lot of the manufacturers. Then moving on to the dashboard here, we have controls for our mirror there. You have our controls for our headlights here, and then there's a very handy 360 button if you want to engage this 360 cameras like quickly. You have this button here. You have your AC max button here, and then you have your parking sensor switch there. Ito nga lang guys, yung controls niya dito sa mirrors niya, sa glass niya, sa salamin niya is ito nga lang yung driver side lang yung auto na one touch, one up. Everything else is just manual. Yeah. That is you still have the control. That's not too bad. Then you have this chrome na handle here. One of the things na I really hope that they improve in the future is of course itong itong interior quality talaga, kasi all of this is actually plastic, very scratchy plastics here, and it's the same with the whole dashboard here. The only part that you have a little bit of soft touch on the dashboard is this part here, and even that is actually pretty pretty hard. And then, if we move here dito sa 10.3-inch natin na portrait infotainment system, this is very good. Ang lalaki ng controls niya and fairly easy to use. For example, if you go to the home here, it's also fairly responsive naman. It does the job. So, for example, wala nga lang siyang controls for your AC. However, it does make it easier for you. Like, for example, if you want to quickly adjust the fan speed, just press that button there. Or you can go here to adjust it there. Or even, you can just press this button here. So, intuitive naman siya. Fairly easy to use. And then, of course, this has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Speakers are on the average side, if I'm honest. You have controls for your volume here as well. And then you have your hazard button there. You have your start-stop button. AC performance for me, just on the average, if I'm honest. It takes a while kasi medyo mahaba yung sasakyan. And wala kasing controls dito sa second row for your AC. So it takes a little while for the interior to para lumamig kasi konti na lang yung controls. Pero at the very least naman, pag lumamig naman siya, okay na. Palagay na lang kayo guys ng Cerabox. Shout out to Doc Ryan. And then next is dito naman tayo sa gear lever ng ating CVT. Feels okay. And then there's a lot of piano black here. There's a little bit of here, there's a little bit of a cubby here where you can put your keys here. Key fob design niya, which is I love yung texture niyan. Then you have two USB-A ports down there. And you have a 12-volt socket. Wired nga pala yung Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Dito sa center console, we have our two cup holders. We have our electric parking brake. We have our auto hold. Very handy na two pockets for your cards here. Of course, we have a cubby hole again here. Pretty big, very useful. And then we have a dampen glove box here. Alright, nandito na tayo sa driving section for review of the Chevrolet Captiva. So let's start with the driving dynamics. No? Una, because this is so tall and this has a really nice ground clearance, is looking out and seeing out is actually very good kasi matangkad siya, so you can see everywhere. My wife actually quite likes that because she can see easily outside. And then this front windshield is also pretty big, very MPV like, so seeing outside is actually excellent. And then on the side you have really big side mirrors. Maneuverability is also excellent when you're parking this kasi light lang yung steering wheel niya. Not only that, the way it's able to sort of maneuver its big size, very easy to park. So I like that with this Captiva. And then another would be the engine of this Captiva. It's surprisingly fuel efficient, and also you have plenty of power on the low end. So I found myself pretty much just flicking my feet or my foot just on the throttle, just sort of gliding. Kahit na 7 people pa yung nakasakay dito when we fully loaded it, there was plenty of power. I never felt na it was struggling kahit maakyat. And yeah, kahit sa highway, it's also pretty decent. NVH is also pretty good. When you actually close the door of this, ang bigat niya eh. So that's a good sign na the NVH is actually pretty good, and it is pretty good. And then next would be yung ride quality nito. Because this has some decent tires like yung GT tires na yun, and the overall ride is actually pretty good for this, I was expecting na this would be kind of rough eh, pero no, this is actually very, very comfortable. But then, okay, let's talk about the things that I don't like about this Chevrolet Captiva. Number one would be the amount of plastic dito sa Captiva. So if we're gonna compare this to a lot of the current competition, they're a lot more luxurious eh. You know, there are way more touches of luxury versus the other brands. Kasi ito, there's a ton of plastic here. But I guess if you're okay with that, if you're more into the functionality of this Captiva rather than you don't want something, you know, like fancy dito sa interior, I think you'll be pretty happy with this, because this Chevrolet Captiva has really taken the good characteristics of SUV, which is of course yung ride height, yung ground clearance, and then the good points of an MPV, which is in practicality, the room, and of course the ride quality and the ride comfort. So there you have it, guys. That's my review of the Chevrolet Captiva. If you're looking for the sweet spot of an MPV and an SUV, then the Chevrolet Captiva is definitely worth a look. That's it for me. I hope you liked this video. Make sure that you're already subscribed to the channel. Visit our website at chessrev.com.ph. My name is Paul. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.